Alright, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach, and this is the SDG by ZAC with Teaching Tuesday. And today we're going to look at faithfulness as the next fruit of the Spirit. So let's read Galatians 5:22-23, and then we'll dive into faithfulness. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. All right, so we have already done a video on faithfulness for Theological Terms Thursday, so be sure to check out that video to learn more information about what we've talked about already for faithfulness. But today I'm going to try and talk a little bit more about it in ways that we haven't already mentioned it before. Faithfulness, the Greek word is pistis, and it's the same word that we get faith. So faithfulness is another manifestation of the fruit of the Holy Spirit, and it pertains to loyalty and to trustworthiness. And so Jeremiah, he declared in Lamentations 3:22 that the Lord's loving kindnesses indeed never cease, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. And so because Jesus was the perfect example of faithfulness, we see in Philippians 2:7-9, in that beautiful hymn of praise that talks about Jesus' deity, it says that he emptied himself, taking the form of a bondservant, and being made in the likeness of men, and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. And because of the Son's faithfulness, the Father highly exalted him and bestowed on him the name which is above every name. As Christ was faithful when he came to earth the first time, he will be faithful to come again in just the same way as you have watched him go into heaven. We see the angels telling the apostles that in Acts 1:11. And Paul writes in 1 Thessalonians 5:22, "Faithful is he who calls you, and he also will bring it to pass." So when God calls us out of the grave and we begin to live for God and to love him and desire the things that he desires because he gives us those desires, he is faithful because he has called us out of that, and he's going to bring it to pass because he has called us out of darkness into this marvelous light, and he's going to hold us and carry us all the way home to glory. We even see in Revelation 19:11 that in the great vision on Patmos, John writes that Christ is seated on a white horse, and he who sat upon it is called Faithful and True. And if you'd like to learn more about that passage, in the 7 most influential Bible passages playlist, there's a video on Revelation 19:11-16 that you can click right here in the info card to learn more about. We see in 1 Corinthians 4:1-2 that Paul writes, "The servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God are to be like their Lord in being found trustworthy." And in the same way, in Revelation 2:10, John writes, "Be faithful unto death, because the Lord assures his followers, and I will give you the crown of life." We must exemplify faithfulness in our lives as a result of the manifestation of the fruit of the Spirit. And we must be faithful, and the good thing is, even when we are faithless, Christ is faithful, and we can know that he is trustworthy, and all of his promises that he has made to us are true and yes, and that he will bring us to glory someday. And that is our hope, because who hopes for what he already sees? But if we hope in what we do not see, with perseverance, we wait eagerly for it. As a way to wrap up the word faithfulness, pistis, is an inner commitment that consistently expresses itself as an outward loyalty that remains true to one's spiritual convictions. So the 11th chapter of Hebrews is a great chapter to read about faithfulness from the heroes of the faith. And we see that God exemplifies faithfulness as a divine characteristic and a divine attribute of his very nature. So ultimately, those who are led by the Spirit, they are loyal and dependable because he's manifesting the fruit of faithfulness in us. And anyone can count on those who are led by the Spirit in this way to fulfill their responsibilities and their promises. All right, that's a great stopping point for today. Be sure to join us next Tuesday as we look at the next fruit of the Spirit, which is going to be gentleness. So join us next Tuesday for that. If you found this video to be helpful, be sure to like it and share with others so that they can learn more about God's faithfulness and the fruit of the Spirit, which is manifested in us as followers of Christ. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't miss any new content that we bring out by hitting that bell notification. If you'd like to support us with a monthly gift, there's a link in the description as well as the info card and at the end of the video where you can click and go to our Patreon page and learn about ways that you can receive rewards for your monthly gift to us. This is the SDG by ZAC. Soli Deo Gloria. To God alone be the glory with Teaching Tuesdays. We wish you providential blessings. Take care. We'll catch you next time.